What's good, everyone? So, I'm super hyped to cover the GOAT Walrein. Absolute fucking unit. We love Walrein. Walrein was severely underpowered, and its stats made no fucking sense. Why on earth is a gigantic walrus more of a special attacker than a physical attacker? I'll never know. Moments like that is really where you can tell that the people who make stats are not the same people who write the deck entries and make the designs. Like, it's very different people. Don't ask me why the fuck they decided to give him more special attack. It doesn't make any sense. So Walrein is now an incredible tanky offensive semi-pseudo. Semi-pseudo is a new like status or tier of Pokemon where they are 575 base stat total. Typically 3-stage, but not always. There are some 2-stage and even single-stage 575 base stat total Pokemon. 2 stages like Camerupt and Abomasnow. 1 stage is like I can't think of any right now, but there's a couple. Tropius, there you go, that's one. But anyways, I really love these buffs and changes. Not only is Walrein an incredible physical attacker, it also has the ability Sheer Force now, which is a very fitting ability given its design and its lore and all that stuff. I mean, he's a giant fucking walrus. And he still has a usable special attack stat. You're only ever going to use mixed Walrein with like Hydro Cannon or Freeze Dry, really. Freeze Dry especially is pretty damn good on it because it's 85 base power, Sheer Force boosted. And then something like a mixed Hydro Cannon set could be pretty good as well. You know, Hydro Cannon being like Cycle Boost, dropping your special attack stat. Also, I didn't say this yet. This is a little bit of a disclaimer. If you're new here, check the description down below if you haven't yet done so. There is a very, very detailed Google Sheet in the link down below. Definitely look at that. It's very, very much worth your time. That being said, though, yeah, the line as a whole is just extremely strong and tanky. Celio is actually even tankier than Walrein, and they also have the ability Unaware as opposed to Sheer Force. So while they are not nearly as powerful as Walrein is, they are significantly tankier because of the Violite, and they have utility with the ability Unaware, which is always really, really nice to have, especially with moves like Haze. Unaware is just great. You can ignore totem boosts, you can haze them away, you can not give a fuck about boosting stats on the opponent. And then your other ability, which all three of them share, is Resilient. Resilient is an incredible ability that essentially just, it's like solid rock and stuff, so it just gives them, they take less damage from super effective attacks. So in Walrein's case, something also important to mention for Celio and Walrein is that they also resist ground, flying, and dragon now. So Walrein 4 times resists ice, and then it resists dragon, flying, ground, as well as hold on, as well as water. So it resists water, dragon, flying, ground, and then it 4 times resists ice. So those are great, and it only has 4 weaknesses: electric, grass, fighting, and rock. And those are taken down to 1.5 times weaknesses with Resilient active. Keep in mind in this ROM hack you do have access to infinite usability capsules, so you should be switching between your abilities depending on the situation. So, for example, Unaware is very good, but so is Resilient. You switch between them when you need it, and then for Sheer Force, one of them is an offensive, powerful ability, the other one is a defensive ability. Not to mention a lot of your good moves aren't Sheer Force boosted, stuff like Ice Shard, and Aqua Jet, as well as moves like Surging Strikes, Avalanche, you know, moves like that are not Sheer Force boosted. Earthquake, etc. You can make a totally good moveset without Stone Edge. Those moves are all not Sheer Force boosted. Specifically, Avalanche is incredible, which is Avalanche is 75 base power, so if you with negative priority, so essentially as long as you got hit by a move, you're getting a 150 base power, 90% accurate physical ice type stab move. So that's great with Resilient because you know you're taking less damage to super effective attacks. You can also really abuse a weakness policy set with Resilient, like a really good one because of your giant HP stat. I did give them a huge HP stat just because he is this giant fucking walrus. I just think it fits really well. He's not actually that tall, but you know, walruses are fucking huge, man. Big HP stat for the boy, and he's all fat and shit. So. Celia also has a great HP stat of 95. I mean, that's an incredible HP stat with 85. And Violet, like I said earlier, it is bulkier and more defensive than Walrein. So it's kind of like, okay, do you want the defense and the bulk, or do you want the offensive Walrein? Depends on what you need, depends on which one you prefer, depends on your other teammates, depends on the point of the game you're at, all that kind of stuff. So definitely worth using Violet Celio. Very good Pokemon as well. Logically, all the abilities fit very well. Unaware just fits because they had the ability Oblivious before, and I can always give Pokemon with Oblivious Unaware. If I want to, of course. And then stuff like Resilient is nice, logically, just because they're these giant walruses, and if you read the dex entries, it talks about how they are protected by thick blubber, and it repels enemy attacks and all that stuff, so they're very resilient to attacks. Obviously, thick fat is similar to that, but Thick Fat is kind of mid on them. All it does is give them a fire type resist and an 8 times resist ice. I mean, it's solid, but these abilities are obviously much better than that. So yeah, that's that for Walrein. I mean, again, 125, 95, 95 is super tanky. You can really abuse that mixed special attack stat with Hydro Cannon and Freeze Dry specifically, but of course other stuff if you had a plus special attack nature or something. For example, you do get some Sheer Force boosted special moves much earlier than physical. So for example, Bubble Burst and Glaciate are 105 and 110 base power Sheer Force boosted moves. Again, great defensive Pokemon. Battle Cry drops both the opponent's stats by 2. Walrein has Parting Shot. You have stuff like Slack Off for reliable recovery, offensive dropping moves like Tearful Look and Aurora Beam and Disarming Voice, and all kinds of really awesome utility stuff. Setup wise, it does have Swords Dance, which you can use with priority moves like Ice Shard and Aqua Jet, as well as Bulk Up. And then later at level 65 for late game for Pony Island, late Pony Island, really, you'll be having Belly Drum, which is insane with your bulk and your access to Resilient and your access to Ice Shard and Aqua Jet. You can run Belly Drum, Resilient, Aqua Jet, Ice Shard with a berry, and you just can pretty much win most fights with that. I'm being a little bit generous. It's going to be a lot harder to set up than I'm making it sound. Not to mention there will be a lot of ways that people, AI specifically, will be able to stop sweeps now with moves and abilities and all that fun stuff. But regardless, it's still a great strategy. And it's a great move forward, obviously. Avalanche, like I said, is great. Wave Crash is Sheer Force boosted, while Surging Strikes is not. Wave Crash is also just naturally stronger. However, you do take some recoil. You take 25% recoil. But, you know, still a great option. Liquidation is also Sheer Force boosted, as well as Aqua Tail, Iron Tails, and Headbutt, Lunge, Rock Slide, Jagged Fangs. All those moves are Crunch, etc. All those moves are Sheer Force boosted. Health Thrust as well, believe it or not. That's because it's a stupid fucking mechanic where Throat Chop was Sheer Force boosted for some reason. So it is Sheer Force boosted, which is nice. Other priority, you also have First Impression via TM, which is great for Walrein, just for specific circumstances. Obviously, it's really nice to teach that when you need it. Other utility, like I already said, Haze, Soak is good for totems, especially on like bulkier sets with Celio. Not to mention Z-Soak will give you +2 special attack. Yawn is really nice, obviously, just to have with like Slack Off and stuff. You have set up like Amnesia, Stockpile, also Swallow will give you basically, if you stockpile at least once, only one time. So say I click stockpile with my Celio or Walrein, and then I do other stuff, and then 5 turns later I click swallow, that will be a priority move that will heal me to full HP. So you can use stockpile, get down to red HP, and then when you need the HP back, you can swallow and remove your stockpile boost. So that's a great combo right there, especially if you deleted Slack Off and you need healing moves. Spew Out is also just there for flavor, and because it's a solid move. With that, you can check out what all these moves do in the description down below. Again, I implore you to do that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just really fucking solid buffs here. I feel like the semi-pseudo status really does fit them quite nicely. Just given their design and they're like a powerful 3-stage line. And also, I just wanted the base stat total for them because I wanted them to still have that good special attack stat for stuff like Freeze Dry. Otherwise, I would have just dropped special attack and made them 550 base stat total mons like most other 3-stage mons, or a lot of other 3-stage mons. But I like semi-pseudo for them. Other semi-pseudos include, let me check my list. Mammal Swine, which is very fitting. They have like a little bit of a duality there. Slack King, Electivire, Magmortar, Nido King, Nido Queen, Arcanine, Exeggutor, Camerupt, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Tropius, I was going to spoil one. Oh no. I have my list. Anyways, doesn't actually matter. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know what else to say, really. I really fucking like Walrein and Celio and stuff. Really, really, really great buffs all around here. Just extremely good Pokemon. Love to see it. I think I'll leave it off there. I think I actually covered most everything. I mean, I guess I can quickly address, like, Spheal. Well, I dropped their speed just because look at them. Like, they're giant, fat fucking seals and walruses. So, and then Spheal did lose a little HP just because of, I like to make HP a little bit more based on size. Not, like, entirely, but he has a tiny little ball, so I figured having the same HP set as, like, a fully evolved 5'9" tall Pokemon is just kind of weird to me. So 60 HP is still 60 HP is really good for early game. Before level 20, 60 HP is definitely high. Most Pokemon don't have the high HP for that early in the game. So that's great. Still a thank you on. I know you have Resilient and Unaware and stuff. So yeah, and of course you will evolve in time for Hala, which is really nice. So you get you can have like Disarming Voice and stuff, which is useful for him. All that fun stuff. So yeah, Encore, etc. Priority moves, blah blah blah. I think I'll leave it off there. Thank you very much for listening. Hopefully this video was entertaining and interesting. Make sure you click that like button, and also if you listened this far in and you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. That would be very helpful for me. You can also join my Discord server, and as always, there is that link in the description down below, not only to the Discord server, but also to these Google Sheets, which I use in all my videos. So thank you so much for listening, everybody, and goodbye. Last thing I'm gonna add, Aurora Beam and all that other stuff that always drops attack is really good on a bulky mon like this, and it's definitely worth using over Freeze Dry or Ice Beam or physical moves or whatever because of the utility that it comes with, especially for Celio. You know, Aurora Beam plus Slack Up is great. But that's it. I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah. Bye.